Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to today's Sunday class. Today, we are going to continue our so much loved NLP series, which is on learning the techniques and tools of NLP. So, neuro-linguistic programming has been one of my favorite topics for the last 10-15 years, where after doing a qualification in psychology, I was practicing counseling in the small area where I was living that time. But neuro-linguistic programming is something that I found very, very interesting. And one of my coaches and mentors, he shared this with me. And absolutely, it got stuck with me. And today, I'm happy that we are on this seventh episode or the seventh session of learning neuro-linguistic programming. Now, the benefit of this entire series will be that you will be not only learning the skills, but you will be also learning some of the mindsets and the techniques of NLP. Yeah. So this is what it is all about. It's about un- understanding and learning neuro-linguistic programming. Okay. All right. So let's get started. This is the one of the favorite quotes that I have. Sensory acuity is the foundation of everything in NLP. So everything in neuro-linguistic programming starts with the primary senses. If we are able to be aware of our senses like our sense of sight, sense of feeling, so that's very, very important. How we can feel, touch, hear, smell, and taste different things around us, and we are able to kind of make a meaning of the world. And these sensory acuity is like really powerful. If we learn to understand and get into the deeper nuances, we can grow definitely as a person, as a learner. And this is again what is the roadblock for many of the people, that mostly people follow. Oh God, if I only. This is the basic pattern for creating a victim mindset, okay, of creating an excuse. One of my friends says that this is the greatest pandemic of human beings. It's called excusitis, where people are coming up with excuses, okay, and they're pushing back their hopes, their aspirations, their dreams in life, just making excuses. So if you want to make an excuse, you can just start by saying, "If oh God, if I only," and you can add anything. But if we take a pause and if we think that it is so much in our control, it is so much in our awareness that we can take control of life, take control and take charge of our life, and we can be better. I think that is what is NLP all about. Okay? It's that mindset of change. And it is the time for the change. It's the best time for the change. Currently, we are in uh, the ending of one year and beginning of the other year. I think it is a great time for reflection. I think it is a great time for understanding how we can be better. So, what is NLP? NLP is about observing what happens and utilizing our capacity to change. These are all about understanding how we can change. So, utilizing that capacity to change is what NLP is all about. And this is one of my favorite quotes. It is, words don't change people, but experience does. Which means that with the experiences, definitely we can form a new memory, a new association, we can learn a new skill, and we can derive a new meaning for the life itself. So these are the experiences which shape our life. And one such experience is the experience of pausing and reflecting that how we are going ahead in life. That pause, that reflection is so key to us, so key to our experience, that it gives us a new way of thinking. And when our thinking shifts, when the way how we look at things shift, life definitely shifts. And this is one of my favorite quotes: you can access rich emotional states, vital life force. And this is the vital life force. This is the light that is within everyone. This is the light. This is the positivity, and these are the resources. In NLP, we say that people are perfect. Everybody has that spark of unlimited potential in them, and they can do anything. Anybody can do anything. And how do we do that? We will be sharing one technique in today's class, in today's lesson, which will be very helpful for you so that you can go back and see that how you can alter your experience and how you can harness this vital life force. Once again, a very warm welcome to the Science of Mind Club. This club is all about inner development. It is all about understanding these sciences which can help us become a better version of ourselves. Okay, every Sunday we catch up, and this is our intention that we give you some insights, some golden nuggets, or some sort of a spark of knowledge that can help you progress in your life. And this time, the topic is neuro-linguistic programming. This mini series has been going pretty well. I've been getting some positive responses, positive comments on the different channels where we are posting it, be it the WhatsApp channel or be it our YouTube channel. And people are saying that they definitely are finding it useful. So today we are going to share one more useful technique. But if let's say you are the person who has landed up on this video for the first time, I strongly recommend that you watch the previous parts of this mini series so that that foundation is built, because we started with building a mindset of neuro-linguistic programming. Then we added on few skill set tips and techniques and things around it. And now we are building it up to give you the final tool set of neuro-linguistic programming. Just three more classes to go, and it will build a very strong foundation in this 10-part mini series so that you can understand and apply neuro-linguistics. What is this science of mind all about? The science of mind is like a community. You can see a community planting a tree, and it is a vision of helping leaders, helping coaches create more coaches, take care of people around them, take care of the community around them. Today we are living, fortunately, unfortunately, in a world which is where technology has seen its advent, but with the advent of technology there's a lot of stress. There's a new form of techno stress that gets built up. People are getting more connected virtually but more disconnected socially. So how do we kind of create a community that can reach out to each other? How can we create a community where people can help each other? Yeah, and it's just a 30 to 40 minutes connect on every Sunday where we come together as curious learners on the field of psychology, NLP, and mindfulness. In this pro bono initiative, free initiative, you are going to learn some solid skills so that just like a tree getting planted, after some time when the seed gets planted, you will be making very strong roots in these fields. That's my promise. Absolutely, that's right. If you're still curious, there is a book that I've put together which is called the 7 Course Leadership Menu. There is a free Udemy course which is called 21 Mind Hacks, which is available on Udemy for free. And if you want to reach out to get a free copy of the book, you can drop your email address to me, and I'll be more than happy to share a digital copy of my book to you. And this is a community where we want to learn, apply, and transform these skills. And there is a small website that we have put together on Google. If you want, you can check that out. Okay, but at the end of the day, be curious, stay curious, and always be that learner who's always curious to learn something. Okay, so today what we are going to learn is what is this anchoring. So in the beginning of today's class, we spoke about that how some of these ideas around NLP, they start with psychology, they start with some of the best coaching and counseling therapies of their time. And one thing that they found common is that all these healers of our time, all these great psychotherapists, hypnotherapists, psychoanalysts, family therapists of their time, these change workers, what they were doing extremely well was they were able to understand that how people are making association of the reality. Okay, so just like the concept of the five senses in which we experience, reality is something that is happening. Maybe there is a car which is speeding. One person looks at that car and he just appreciates the car. The other person looks at the car and he criticizes the speed of the car. the same reality, but the way how we are adding the message or the meaning in our mind, that decides how we are interacting with that reality. And in our experiences, there are certain anchors which are so very, very grounded in our experiences, so stuck in our experiences, that they become the anchors of our life. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by anchors of life? If you think, and if I say to you that think of a time when you experience and you tasted favorite food. Okay, so immediately there is a favorite food that comes to your mind. Immediately you think of the time when you had that for the first time. Immediately think for the time that who prepared that. Maybe there is a little bit of an emotion going on there. So all your likes and dislikes are like an anchor. So much so that all the feelings of adventure, all the feeling of excitement, all the feeling of feeling absolutely joyful, let's say even love for that matter, they are getting triggered by certain experiences or certain likes and dislikes or certain triggers which are leading to these experiences. What is triggering joy in your life? What brings you joy? Think for that for a while. And if you understand that how these anchors are wired in our brain, just sometimes nothing to do with the object actually. Nothing to do with the object. The same object can bring a lot of joy one person, but it can trigger completely opposite reaction, maybe fear or sadness in somebody else. I'll give you an example. Let's say if I ask you to think of a dog. The moment I said dog, people on this call will have two different reactions. There will be people, the moment I say dog, the image that comes to their mind is of a cute puppy or their dog, their pet, and they can think of, if they are a dog lover, they definitely would love this idea of dog. And you can see a dog who's just running towards you, all glad, all happy, wagging his tail. And that image is what your mind is building up. Now, the moment I said the word dog, I never fed your mind all the remaining images, but they are based on your experiences, your life experiences, and the associations that you have created. And that word dog is now an anchor in your mind. But for some people who have a rough experience, let's say with dog, or some people who are scared of dogs, they are on the other tangent altogether. So it is important that we should understand what are the anchors that our body is responding to, our mind is responding to. Because unless we are not able to understand these anchors, we will always be driven by these anchors. For a person, whenever he comes back home, he keeps his stuff the cupboard, he sits in front of the TV, and the anchor that he's getting is that, okay, the moment I'm comfortable, then I can just scroll my phone. For the other person, the moment he reaches home, okay, he keeps his bag in the cupboard. The moment he sits down, for him, the anchor is that he will keep everything aside and he'll think in his mind that there's enough of technology today. Let me just take 5 minutes to meditate. Same people, same situation, but the meaning and the associations that we have formed, that is called anchoring. And these anchors, they define that where the ship of our experience of life will stand. Okay. So if you really want to anchor yourself on certain states which are positive, on certain experiences that can give you a lot of value, that can bring you to your outcome, it is important that we understand and stack the anchors in the right direction. What do I mean by that? Stacking anchors. This is an NLP technique, and we'll give you a demonstration in today's call. Stacking anchor is all about putting one or two or three anchors together so that they become all the more powerful. Just imagine that if there is a ship and the ship only has got three anchors with them, and it is a rough weather, and maybe they want to anchor near the shore, they put the first anchor down and still there is a little bit of a movement. They put the second anchor down, the ship is a little bit still. The third anchor down, and come what may, the ship will not move. So let's say if you were to anchor yourself to the feeling of joy, let's deep dive in. Let's go to a memory where you have experienced complete joy, happiness, fun, bliss. Maybe it's a time, think about it, you may have to just close your eyes. Or maybe sometimes, like in a daydream, you can open your eyes and you can simply think about this time where you are absolutely happy and joy. And when you think about this time, you imagine that you are there and you see what you have seen, you feel what you have felt, you hear what you have heard, and you look at that feeling of joy. Pay attention. Where does this feeling start from? How wonderful are the images which are associated with this feeling? Maybe you can also notice the feeling of smiling ear to ear, and maybe just thinking about it makes you smile or laugh or chuckle. That's absolutely fine. Just be there in that time, and you feel that feeling of joy from the tip of your toe, last hair on your head, and let that feeling spread. Let it spread throughout your body, and you feel joy. You're feeling happy. And I can go as far as saying that now you are joy. When you are in the state of complete bliss, complete happiness, complete joy, hold the thumb of your right hand and you touch it with the index finger of your right hand and you squeeze it. Squeeze it as if this is a reminder for you. This is an anchor for you. This, this is what means to you in your mind, feeling of joy, happiness. Okay? And now, whenever you're ready, you can just open your eyes. You can be back on this Zoom. You can be back on the video. And you just pay attention that how wonderful this feeling of joy was, how wonderful it felt when it spread across your body. Many a times, instead of choosing joy, what we are choosing in our life is we are choosing to look confused, we are choosing sadness, we are choosing stress. But how simple it is, people say that, if you were to just get connected with yourself, you'll realize that you're getting connected with the source of unlimited joy. There's so much joy you can bring to yourself and those around you. You think of a situation that gives you a little bit of stress in your life, maybe opening that laptop, if you are a working professionals on a Monday morning, or maybe it is answering an email of an angry customer if you're a businessman. Okay, moment you kind of imagine yourself in a mildly stressful situation, you try to feel that stress, and what you can also do is you'll stack this anchor that we just made by touching your thumb and the index finger. So the moment you touch your thumb and the index finger, just imagine. You'll try to imagine the stress, but you'll not be able to feel it. Because this anchor means something to you, isn't it? The moment you touch your thumb and the index finger, what is the feeling you're getting? Just imagine if with 5 minutes of practicing joy and just holding the finger like this, the state remains. The anchor of our mind is dropped on the state of joy and it reminds you of that joy. So, what are those triggers? What are those anchors? They kind of remind you of the positive states, of your positive goals and the outcomes in your life. Okay? So, what can be those states? You look at yourself and you can think of all those items, all those anchors. Maybe it is a song, which can be an audio anchor, maybe it is a feeling, or maybe it's like the touching of your thumb and the index finger, something that we have just done now. There are similar more things that we can do with neuro-linguistic programming, or maybe it is a picture that reminds you of something. So that's the first thing. And the second half, that what we did was that we collapsed the anchor of stress. How do we do that? We have collapsed the anchor by holding our positive anchors and stacking it against the negative. That is something which has worked for us, that the anchor that is not working for us, we are canceling it in a way by stacking it against something really, really positive. These anchors will align ourselves with the true north of our life. What do I mean by true north? True north is the true purpose of our life, the purpose with which you want to take your life further. And this is the right time, the end of the year and the beginning of a new one, which can help you think of what is your purpose. Maybe you want to sit in a sphere of silence. Maybe you want to sit in a zone where you are in connection with yourself, and you want to think about what are the anchors that will help you, that will guide you, or that will strengthen your goals, your hopes, your aspirations in life. Maybe one of the anchors is that whenever I call up this friend of mine, this person definitely has very positive aura, he's a very positive person, starts talking to me in an upbeat way. The moment I hear his or her voice, my mood lifts up. I feel happy. Maybe it is about whenever I meet this coach of mine, whenever I meet this mentor of mine, or whenever I call him up or her up, the moment I talk to her or the look at her face, it inspires me to take charge of my life. Or it can be a feeling of love that whenever I, let's say, play with my kid, I look into his eyes, there is a joy that I can see reflect on each other's face. What are those anchors in your day to day life that can align you to these higher states of joy, innovation, creativity, purpose? What are those states that bring out the best love, care, gratitude? Because at the end of the day, just like there can be anchors around you, there can be anchors within you. And for many people in your life, you are the anchor. You can be the source of joy. You can be the source of happiness, inspiration, gratitude. You can be the source of hope to a lot of people. This is what I want you to remember from this concept in neuro-linguistic programming, that you set up the right anchors for yourself, and you remember that you yourself are the most powerful change maker. You are the most powerful anchor that this world has. Somewhere somebody said that, there are some people, the moment they leave the room, they make the whole room lit up, and there are some people who enter the room, they make the whole room whole lit up. What kind of leader you are, what kind of person you are. Just think about it. What is it that you want to become? We are always work in progress. And when we go ahead on this journey of life, always remember that there is so much life which exists where we can bring a lot of positivity, hope, resilience, positivity, gratitude, people around us. If you have any questions, feel free to drop your questions to me. I'll be more than happy to answer them. If you want to share this with others, most welcome. The whole point of this exercise is that we spread positivity. You take care of those around you, take care of your parents, take care of loved ones. Keep on learning because learning is fun. And as a gratitude, as a thank you from my side to you, I will be happy to get onto a one-on-one coaching call to you. You have any of the areas which fall into my areas of expertise like mindfulness, NLP, psychology, where I can contribute. And these sessions will be free, confidential, and pro bono. And the only thing that I have in mind is that whatever I know, it can be useful to somebody. Whatever you know, if you can share it further. So it's a whole exercise of this community supporting each other. Okay. And in today's world, there is a lot of stress and overwhelms, a lot of technology which is overwhelming us. So whenever you want to break free, whenever you want to take a break, give somebody a call, want somebody to listen to you and kind of help you and support you, there is a community of coaches which we have here who will be supporting you free of charge. And absolutely, we are there to support you and make sure that you become the better version of yourself, the best version of yourself, and you take that pause during this time of the new year approaching, and you creatively anchor your life, the direction in which you want to. Okay. So with that, I thank you all for your patient listening, and it is a definitely a sheer pleasure to connect with you on these sessions and to share these ideas and build this community. And I hope that these ideas are benefiting you. If you have any questions, feel free to drop us a note. And until next time, when we meet on this forum again, thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day. See you next time. Bye.